If one's been following the news over the past couple of years, it seems every few months, unfortunately, to our pain, there's another story about another rabbi who is getting himself into trouble, whether it's through bribery or it's other uh, sexual abuse or other things that are a bit shady, whether they're right or wrong. It's degrading, it's disillusioning, it's painful. Now, our Parsha actually has the recipe as to how it can respond to that. Parsha Korach actually demonstrates the importance of having heroes, having spiritual giants, people that we can be inspired by. Let's see how the Parsha does that. Now, when Korach is trying to rebel against Hashem, he brings not only 250 people who are supporting him to actually bring incense in the fire pans, but he also brings a kahal, a congregation, to congregate around the Ohel Moed. As a result, Hashem brings the Shekhinah, Vayara Chvod Hashem El Kol Ha'edah. This whole Eidah, this congregation, is shown the divine presence of Hashem. Two questions. Number one, who are these people coming for? And why are they deciding to come to the Ohel Moed? And secondly, how is a appropriate response that Hashem should show His glory, His presence, the Shekhinah, to them? Now, if we look at the next pasuk, it's demonstrated that these people had ill intent. I mean, Hashem in Perek Tet Zayin pasuk Kaf Aleph is telling Moshe, in the moment I'm going to destroy them. Moshe responds to them, davens to Hashem, listen, don't blame everyone for Korach's misdeeds. No, but nonetheless, we see that they were coming with ill intent. They were coming with bad intentions. They weren't coming to support Moshe. And the Netziv mentions that they actually were coming not to even support Korach and not to support Moshe. What did they really want? They wanted to see Moshe and Aaron's downfall. They wanted to see them degraded. They wanted to see the scandal. They wanted the juicy story. Now, think about it for a moment. Like, what would be motivating them? What is motivating them to desire to see Moshe and Aaron cut down to size? How would that help them? How would that benefit them? And the truth is that all of us have one of two ways that we can respond to the call of reaching our own potential. We have whatever stage we're at now in our own spiritual development, and we also have the potential spiritual heights that we can achieve. As long as there's a gap, there's a feeling of loss, there's a feeling of, well, I'm not there yet, I haven't achieved it yet. Now, there are really two ways to deal with that. Way number one is to lower expectations. And if I can see Moshe and Aaron not, having thought they were Gedolim, but maybe they're really not, Hashem didn't really choose them, watching them degraded, I almost feel good about myself. Not because I've done anything great, but because I've cut them down to size. And I'm lowering my own expectations for myself. I'm much closer to reaching my goal because I've simply lowered the goalpost. I've hit a bullseye because I shot the arrow and then I drew the bullseye. That's not being honest with ourselves. The truer way of growth is, yes, to acknowledge there is a gap in what we're achieving now and where we can be. But then to look for inspiration. Look for that hero. Look for that Rav or that great person who has achieved those spiritual heights and say, you know what? That's amazing. I want to get there too. That's inspiration. Therefore, we bridge the gap by raising our expectations of ourselves. Parsha Korach demonstrates how we need to have heroes. We need that inspiration. And although, unfortunately, in the past couple of years, there have been a number of stories that have been, frankly, quite troubling, nonetheless, we could look at the greater picture. If not the Chachamim of this generation, the Chachamim of the sages of the previous generation. The Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, the Rav Moshe Feinstein, the Rav Soloveitchiks. We go back in history. There's so many people that we can draw inspiration from who did not lead easy lives, yet accomplished so much that we can also raise our expectations for ourselves too. Shabbat Shalom.